It's something, you feel it on the campus, you feel it in the students, you see the lines to get to the tickets.
The heat is on as UCSB and Cal Poly go head-to-head.
You can't stop me from knowing what I know by living as a woman each day.
Crowds gather in the UU Plaza to celebrate diversity.
And with the countdown to election 2016, how students feel about the recent presidential debate.
Broadcasting live from Cal Poly in beautiful San Luis Obispo, this is Mustang News.
Hello, and thanks for joining us on Mustang News. I'm Brian Robbins.
And I'm Allison Martinez. Are you registered to vote? If not, it just got a lot easier. This election season, Cal Poly is pairing up with TurboVote, a free website that enables students to register to vote.
Students can log on to calpoly.turbovote.org, where they start by entering their first and last name and email address. While the website does not allow you to vote directly online, the website does allow you to sign up to send absentee ballots to your house. TurboVote also sends out reminders through text message and email as the November 8th deadline approaches. The last day to register to TurboVote through their Cal Poly portal is October 24th.
The second presidential debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump concluded last Sunday. Nate Edelman caught up with students to see which candidate won their vote.
Campaigning and debating, we're less than 1 month away from the presidential election in November. We walked around Cal Poly to see how students feel about what is going on in the general election.
What do you think about these debates that are going on, especially last Sundays?
I think it's ridiculous. Like, I feel like there's an obvious choice, but obviously not the entire country agrees with it. But I feel like at this point, like, we're not even talking about politics. We're focusing on things that aren't even important.
I have watched the last two debates, and even in my classes, we've done a little bit of coverage. I'm a communication studies major, so we talk about it a lot, and just kind of like the ridiculousness that surrounds the debates and the like nasty rhetoric that's being thrown out. So yeah, I think I'm very much aware of what's going on.
Because I think debates are the best way to get a sort of not non-biased, but a clearer opinion of both candidates. Are sort of the most even playing field there is, where there's not really much of a question of who do you have more friends supporting, or who has more ad money, or who has better ads.
What would you say to undecided voters? That's my last one.
I kind of think that just put in some research and like look into it. Don't just vote to vote. I think you need to know what you're getting yourself into and what it's going to mean for the country.
I don't think anyone really is satisfied with what's being talked about. It's just, rhetoric being tossed aside by both parties, and I don't know, I think it takes away from the attention that should be given on other issues.
Clinton and Trump square off for one more last debate in Las Vegas on October 19th at the Thomas and Mack Center at UNLV's campus.
Across California, warnings of toxic water are being issued, and the problem has made its way to San Luis Obispo. Toxic algae has been found in Laguna Lake. The water in the lake appears foamy, green, and slimy. Signs at the lake say the algae causes sickness in humans and can be fatal to animals. According to local water officials, all reservoirs are being regularly monitored. More than 40 lakes have been contaminated with this algae in California this year.
Coming up after the break, we will take you to a festival where locals found out how San Luis Obispo got onto the map.
And students feel a little more safe after lessons in self-defense.
Help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
The great outside.
We both love the outdoors.
So shiny. That's not a flower.
We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
The Office of University Diversity and Inclusivity kicked off with the year with a welcome back reception in the University Union Plaza.
Cal Poly is a pretty homogenous school. It's pretty white. Obviously, I'm white. 65% of the people here are white, but that doesn't mean that we don't have a culture that's like here and that's on our campus.
Especially being students of color, specifically black students, they don't often see people that look like them or understand the experiences that they have. And so my job is to really come in and help them feel included, feel welcomed on campus.
We want people that are new to know that they're welcome and this is a place where they're valued.
We have a lot of work to do. We know that. We have the most diverse class, the smartest class that entered this year, but we know there are continued work that needs to be done with our climate.
Here at the University Inclusivity and Diversity Kickoff event, students have the opportunity to learn about many different resources, including this one offered by the Black Faculty Association, where they have a board where students can write what feeling welcomed means to them.
I know, right? At the end of the day, it's showing that I'm as much invested in campus and the well-being of not just the people with marginalized identities, but all students on campus. And I think helping people on campus to see themselves or to see the black students on campus, black faculty and staff, just pretty much as part of campus, and our issues are the campus's issues. And so,
you can't stop me from knowing what I know by living as a woman each day.
To express what I feel as a woman, so I wanted to come out and both show support and then also express myself.
I'm really impatient when it comes to diversity and inclusivity, but it does take time.
To find out more about the Office of University Diversity and Inclusivity, visit their website, www.diversity.calpoly.edu.
Hundreds of visitors learned the history of San Luis Obispo at the Central Coast Railroad Festival this weekend. Laura Hoover spoke to some people involved.
The festival is kind of a celebration over this weekend of everything rail that we can come up with in San Luis Obispo.
The festival's director, Tom Mitchell, headed up the events at the Slow Railroad Museum.
We have speakers, we've got wine tasting by Pomar Junction Winery, railroad art, photography, great food.
Inside, museum club members are building a model railroad. Ridge Hammond has been involved for almost 3 months.
I'm standing near the Stenner Creek Trestle, which is near the Cal Poly campus. What we've done here for about the last 2.5 years is started building this layout, and we're depicting the Southern Pacific Railroad in the early 1950s.
11-year-old Connor Struven is one of the youngest members. He says why he got involved.
I just enjoy trains. It's just my passion.
What's your favorite part?
I think driving the trains. I think driving them, that's the funnest part about it.
Members focused on every little detail of each piece, making this look just like this.
I'm standing on a freight train caboose that stopped running in 1995. It was run all by local conductors, staff, and brakemen. Inside, visitors can check out what it used to look like and how it used to operate.
Verlin Smoot rode in cabooses just like this while he was a conductor for 40 years. Now, he volunteers for the Slow Railroad Museum. He says why this festival is important.
Because people need to know local history. And railroad local history. And railroad's what built this town, basically. And the history here is really phenomenal if people would get into it and learn it.
Laura Hoover, Mustang News.
The 3-day festival held events all along the Central Coast from Salinas down to Santa Barbara. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Students took action on battling the cause by learning some new moves at a self-defense class. Kara Benson got a closer look on what techniques can keep you safe.
To battle domestic violence than with a ore. or even a... October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Cal Poly SAFER has a month full of events, one of the first being this weekend's self-defense class. The class was taught by married couple Rob and Jamie Lewis, focusing on the martial art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They said this form of art focuses on techniques to help a smaller person escape an attack from a stronger person.
I'm going to be able to teach you techniques to move your body in a way that it doesn't matter if I'm stronger than you, you'll be able to get me off from you and get to a safe spot or even choke me out or break my arm. Good, yes.
Jamie Lewis said that she first came to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu after wanting a way out of uncomfortable situations.
It really makes me feel much more comfortable in my own skin. Not only do I know that I can choke somebody out if I really need to, but I can walk around with the confidence that this is my space, and if I don't want somebody in my space, then I can control that.
Self-defense class participant Sophie Richmond said that while she's never felt unsafe on Cal Poly's campus, it's still important to know how to handle an uncomfortable situation.
It's important to know what to do in a scary situation, just to also just sort of empower yourself a little bit to know that you could handle it if you were put in a sort of uncomfortable or somewhat threatening position.
Rob Lewis said that he feels a certain happiness from sharing this art with other people.
They all of a sudden realize, oh, this can work for me. You don't just have to be a strong, muscular jock. You don't just have to be an aggressive personality. You can be that shy person. You can be that weaker person.
Visit Cal Poly SAFER's Domestic Violence Awareness Month Facebook page for more of this month's activities.
24 warnings have been given by UPD for skateboarding on campus, but only 3 citations have been issued. Dylan Ring has more on why students continue to skateboard.
Skateboarding has been illegal on Cal Poly's campus since 2000, but you can still see some students making their way to class on a longboard. Chief of University Police George Hughes said the policy exists because the structure of campus isn't a good fit for skateboarding.
It's so congested with pedestrian traffic that bicycles and skateboarders that are trying to weave in between them is creating some safety issues. And we have had people hit, we've had people fall off their skateboards, we've had people injured. And that's why we have created certain zones on campus where you can't even ride bikes.
I'm standing here at Via Carta and South Polyview Drive, a busy intersection on campus that can result in collisions during peak hours.
But despite the risk, students like fourth-year Industrial Technologies major Sergio Cloyce choose to board to class.
Now I almost do it daily just because I live so close off campus, and it's just kind of a nice ride to kind of walk up the hill and then longboard down to all my classes.
The ticket for a first offense is $35, then $50 for a second offense, and $100 for any offense after that.
Our goal isn't to write as many tickets as possible. Our goal is to change the behavior. We do get some people who really disagree with the policy, and they just flat out tell us that they don't agree with it, so they're going to violate it. Those individuals, obviously, we're not going to change their behavior with a warning, so that's when we will write citations.
Cloyce said he understands why the policy is in place, but that if you choose to skateboard, you should at least be smart about it.
There's some places where borders definitely shouldn't be going on. Only stay where you really feel absolutely comfortable.
Dylan Ring, Mustang News.
The policy takes effect once you enter the campus, but skateboarders are allowed to ride around or nearby campus.
And coming up after the break, grab those umbrellas because it's going to be a wet weekend. I'll have your 5-day forecast.
Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year, 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism.
Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions.
Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs. And you learned how to not ignore yours. I discovered how to make healthier meals, and I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Hi, I'm Michael Frank, and I'm here with your Mustang News Weather Report. All right, we're going to start at North County. Starting up in Paso Robles, you will have a high of 82 degrees today. Moving down to Atascadero and Santa Margarita, they will both have a high of 78. And once you go down the grade, it's going to cool off a lot. San Luis Obispo will have a high of 71. Now moving to South County, Arroyo Grande has cooled off a lot from North County. It's going to be a high of 68 degrees. And then to Nipomo and Santa Maria, both at about 68, 69. And finally down south all the way to Vandenberg, it's cooled off a lot. It's going to be about 64 degrees at its high. Moving to the beaches of San Luis Obispo County. Starting off in Cayucas, it'll be about 69 degrees at its high today. Going down to Morro Bay to about 64, to Avila Beach at 72, and Pismo Beach at 73. And finally, just moving over to the southernmost beach in the county of Oceano, which is going to be about 68 degrees today. And finally, moving on to our 5-day forecast. Starting today on Thursday, it is about 71 degrees at the high. It's going to be sunny and a little bit cloudy. Friday will also be sunny with a little bit of clouds and about 72 degrees. Now Saturday is going to be rainy as well as Sunday, so break out those umbrellas. It's still going to have a high of 71 degrees on both days. And finally on Monday, it'll be about 74 degrees with some sun and some clouds. Once again, I'm Michael Frank with the Mustang News Weather Report. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Michael. After the break, a recap and preview of this week in Mustang athletics. We'll have the latest on the Cal Poly UC Santa Barbara men's soccer game.
A full life measured in seats starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course.
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Hi, I'm Allison Stoff here with your weekly sports update. Cal Poly and UC Santa Barbara share one of the biggest rivalries in college sports. Ayrton Osley has the latest on the weekend's blue-green game.
It's here, the biggest game in Cal Poly sports.
Every year, it's just so exciting.
For me, one of the most special moments in my entire career.
This Saturday night, the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos come here to Spano Stadium for what is considered the #1 college men's soccer rivalry in the nation. What makes it the best? The fans.
It's one of those games that, they're the best times of your life playing in front of this incredible, who gets to play against this kind of atmosphere?
There are 11,075 seats in Spano Stadium. For the last 5 years, every time the Gauchos have come to town, the stadium's sold out to watch some of the most thrilling soccer around.
I tell people this all the time. When you coach at the international and the professional level, they don't allow fans onto the field. I'd never experienced that kind of celebration in my entire life.
This year, the Mustangs trot out a younger, more inexperienced squad. They're 3-7-2 and currently last in the Big West Conference. Far behind, UC Santa Barbara tops in the table. But as fans have seen in the past few years, anything can happen.
You're out here, you can't hear anyone, everyone's playing their best and as hard as they possibly can for, the school, because everyone's watching us and you don't want to disappoint them.
Kickoff is 7 p.m. Saturday night. After that, who knows what's going to happen. Ayrton Osley, Mustang News.
Mustang News will be live tweeting the game. You can follow CP Mustang Sports for continuous updates on Saturday night. One key component to men's soccer is goalkeeper Eric Cam, who is in his first season as starting goalkeeper. Clara Knapp talked to Cam about what it's like to finally have gained his starting position in front of the net.
Been playing ever since I was in kindergarten. I started when I was 4 or 5. I knew it was something I just didn't want to give up on. I had too much fun with it. If I did give up on it, it was something that I would definitely look back on every day and something I wish I would have pursued more.
Well, Eric Cam has, I think, become a very special goalkeeper. He's waited an awful long time behind Wade Hamilton to get his opportunity to play. Cal Poly is very blessed.
Give it up for #1, Eric Cam.
In these last 2 years, I've actually been Wade Hamilton's backup keeper. I was able to take a lot of experience from him, learn from him, adjust to the college level and wait my turn, and now it's finally I get to play.
Eric has demonstrated that he can make the big save in the big game. When we need him to come up big, he does. And that's a sign of an outstanding goalkeeper. He has incredible reflexes. He has the ability to shot stop. His work ethic every single day has truly been exceptional.
You can play for 60, 70 minutes of a game, and not have to do much, and then all of a sudden the ball will be coming down your goal, the goal line, and you have to make a big save out of nowhere. If you let it go, that could cost the game, but everybody's expecting you to make these saves, and it's just constant pressure, whether the ball's on your side or not on your side.
He's been true to the task. He has been exceptional in making great saves. So, and we're going to need him going forward to continue to make those kinds of saves.
You can make the big save at the end of the game, in the beginning of the game, keep your team in it, and it's like you don't have to score goals to be heroes. You can defensively do the same thing.
I think Eric is coming into his own. He's really becoming his own man, his own goalkeeper. Wade had his own personality. Eric has his. I really believe that before it's all said and done, before his career is over here at Cal Poly, that Eric and Simon, both of them, will be right in the running to become professional goalkeepers just like Wade.
It's like what you're expected to do. That's why we train so hard every day. And when you get put in the game situation, it's just, you're ready for it.
Eric Cam and the rest of the Cal Poly men's soccer team will take on rivals UCSB on Saturday at 7 p.m. in Spano Stadium.
Coming up, SLO residents help each other improve their public speaking skills.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you. They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you. It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Okay. It's going to be a rainy weekend, and if you end up indoors, you might want to head over to the SLO Art Tours. The Open Studios Art Tour is a free opening of about 200 artist studios in SLO County for 2 weekends. The galleries are open from 10 to 5 each day and are a part of one of the largest art tours in the country. Many of the artists will also have live demonstrations going on in their studios to allow patrons to see pieces that are the artworks getting closer to completion. The SLO Museum of Art, called SLOMA, is one of the many institutions that help with the influence of the event. The SLOMA's director, Karen Kyle, is happy just to be helping the community members express themselves. For more information about art in SLO, visit sloma.org.
It's a fear many have, speaking in public. Barbara Levin has tips on how to overcome this.
SLO Toastmasters is a nonprofit organization that contains thousands of clubs worldwide. St. Louis Obispo is home to Club 83, which meets every Thursday morning at the SLO Government Center. A diverse group of club members come together to improve one another's public speaking skills. Cosmo Galetti, a member of SLO Toastmasters, says that the club challenges their members in a comfortable environment that allows them to express themselves.
You get vocabulary feedback. You join a group where you can try things that you normally wouldn't try on stage.
Fareed Shahid, the Club 83 Vice President of Public Relations, says SLO Toastmasters has helped him improve his career through communicating consistently in a public setting.
It's really all about consistently doing it to see results. And if you just wait for the next speaking opportunity and hope it goes well, you have no control over how that goes. But if you're consistently building it as a sport, and you do this Toastmasters, then you go back to the real world and you come back to Toastmasters, you've got this edge.
I thought this was a great opportunity to network, meet interesting people, and build a support group that could help with the public speaking side.
Members can join any time of the year with an annual fee of about $75. In addition to weekly meetings, members get access to manuals and online resources. Barbara Levin, Mustang News.
To learn more about membership locations and contact information, visit slotoastmasters.org. Thank you for spending some time with us for Cal Poly's only 30-minute update. I'm Brian Robbins.
And I'm Allison Martinez. Visit mustangnews.net for the latest news, sports, and arts. Have a great day.